Hello, dear academic writing students. So the moment to write has arrived. I just want to go around all of the things that we have done this semester um, up to this point for you to know that you have the tools that you need in order to write the first construct of your theoretical framework and to clarify what is expected of you. Okay, so we're going to take a look at writing process, appropriate vocabulary, a sample. We're going to take a look at the grading rubric and the APA style and appropriate grammar, right? So let's start with the writing process. So during the process of the semester, we have done these exercises, the reading charts, which contain your notes and quotations. You have that information collected. Then you created a mind map to clarify those concepts and to own the concepts, right? That was the purpose of doing that mind map. Then what you're going to be doing is creating an outline. This is an organizational tool. You don't start writing on a blank page, but you kind of organize your thoughts. And the written part is putting it all together. So something important about the theoretical framework is that you are going to develop a strong and original narrative. What is that? This is going to be in your own voice. However, remember, I have pointed out the fact that because it is your own voice, it doesn't mean you are going to place your opinion. Okay, it's your own words, and you are going to be doing an interpretative exercise of the readings that you did and prepared for the theoretical framework. So you read, you took notes, you captured quotations, you explained the concepts on a mind map, so you own this topic, right? So you're going to present it to us via a paper where you're going to put it all together and where you're going to evidence the knowledge that you acquired of that topic. For that, you need to use appropriate vocabulary. Remember that we are in an academic writing setting, so it's different from the regular composition that you have done for other English classes. So you need to use academic words. Remember, not cheap words, but expensive words. Remember Mark's suggestions about the tiers. There were 3 tiers of vocabulary. We want to use the second tier. And also, we prepared some games. I know time in the semester hasn't been enough to play the games, but in the preparation of the games, you guys used approximately 30 words that I would like to see included in the document, and I'll tell you how in a moment. Okay, so then you are also going to be using connectors. It is very important for you to use um, connective devices within the paragraphs, but also transitional phrases to connect one paragraph to another. So I have placed some information on Google Classroom about this, a couple of links for you to just go and grab some of that in order if you're not clear about it. Okay. Another thing you need to be using is appropriate grammar. So for this term, we haven't checked other grammar except for reporting verbs. So that is what I'll be using. I'll be checking in this first construct. So you need to make sure that the verb tenses correspond to the reporting verbs. There was a video that I think Daniel Mateo presented with Sally. So they talked about the verb tenses that should go with the reporting verb. So if you don't remember that, you should take a look at that too. And of course, APA style. We're going to be revising APA style. You need to be careful about the headings. You need to use correctly in-text citations. And you need to use the references list. To have the references list for your 3 resources, they have to be formatted correctly in the document, in the theoretical framework document. Okay? So I want to give you a little bit of a tour on the grading rubric. So if you haven't checked the grading rubric, you can go here on our syllabus for the class, which is hosted in Google Classroom. And on week 5, you're going to find, the link to the rubric. And here it is. So we changed the date. We're going to say here that it's on the 15th at 11:59. So this is information that you need to read. If you haven't read it, I wish you have, but if you haven't read it, then you can read that later because it has information regarding the format, how many pages, APA style, etc. Okay? And so the rubric is going to cover the following aspects. You're going to have an aspect called grammar, where I'm going to be checking reporting verbs and, of course, the correct use of grammar for your level. Vocabulary range, which is once again referring to the appropriate vocabulary. So I suggest you to read what it takes to get a 5, Punctuation, even though we haven't done much about punctuation, well, it's important that your punctuation is satisfactory, that it actually is used correctly. If not, we're going to identify some problems here for sure. So coherence and cohesion, as I mentioned, you're going to have the tools of connectors and transitional phrases so that you don't suffer with that. But yes, not just using moreover is going to make your paper feel connected. Okay. Then we have the writing process. As I mentioned to a couple of people, it is not enough with just giving me the final paper. I'm sorry, I'm going to remove this synthesis matrix from here because we didn't do it this semester. I decided to take it out and I hadn't taken it out from the rubric. You're seeing this happening in real time. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, what I said to some people back in Friday's class is, for me, it is not enough with you just giving me a fabulous theoretical framework for construct if I didn't see the process. So the writing process also has important points here in the rubric. APA rules, yes, you need to have a basic management of APA rules. As we pointed out in class, this is something you have seen throughout your program, so it's not anything new. And we also have guidelines that you're able to follow the guidelines, precisely what I'm telling you right now and what is on top of this document. And last but not least, definitely, we're going to need, wait a second, because my camera is blocking this part, which is very important, the narrative. So remember that you need to have a strong original narrative that is well supported by the source material, that or assertions are substantiated and or attributed. Remember that this is a theoretical framework. This is a theoretical paper. So even though you are presenting this in your own voice, it's not your opinion, it's your voice. So it needs to be substantiated by theory. So, okay, the last point in our mind map today is a sample. Okay, so I'm going to show you a sample from Professor Taylor, Josephine Taylor. She shared with me a sample, so here we go. The heading, the first heading, remember the first level of headings, is in the center and is bold and it's theoretical framework. That's the same for everybody. Then we have the first construct. So here we have connectivism, Buddhism, and Buddhist philosophy, peace education. This is your first construct. So this is the first heading that we should have. And so I want to point something out. It says, phonology is the study of the sounds of a language and the way these sounds are organized within a specific language. The study of phonology focuses on understanding the most distinctive and pervasive features of pronunciation and how speakers use patterns to understand each other and to be understood. So check out the tone, right? Even though she's saying that phonology is just the use of a lot of characteristics of pronunciation, she doesn't say a lot of characteristics. She says patterns, she says the most distinctive and pervasive features. So make sure you use academic words, okay? We also have the citations, as you can see. I'm sorry, let me just go back to that part. Oh God, this is hard to control. There we go. So pronunciation is one of the most salient features of speech for many reasons. First, much of our meaning when we speak is encoded in the phonological system. In addition, pronunciation is the most direct way of demonstrating identity through language. Pennington, 1996. There we have citation, right? That's it. And as you can see in this paragraph, we have the citations. Okay, so I want you to do something important. I need you to color code some things, okay? You're going to color code the vocabulary use. I took a note of that in my notebook and I forgot. Okay, so you're going to highlight academic words in yellow. So for example, if you use an academic word like pervasive, you're going to highlight it in yellow, and you're going to do that throughout your entire theoretical framework construct paper, okay? You need to have minimum 10 words, okay? Take a note of this. 10 academic words from the games that we play, that we prepared, or from any other source, okay? And you are going to highlight reporting verbs. Okay, so let's say here my friend doesn't like reporting verbs quite a lot. She prefers this final, this final citation. It's okay anyway. However, I am going to require you to use this. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Yeah, there we go. So she has this one, explains. So we are going to highlight those in green. You're going to use 5 of those, okay, at least, because you can do what Josephine did here, which is to put the citation at the end, right? So even though you have more citations, you can use this one and use 5 reporting verbs. So remember, 5 reporting verbs highlighted in green. I'm taking notes here because I have written something different. And 10 academic words highlighted in yellow. That's something that you need to have in your document. Okay, so, well, you continue, you explain, for example, here you see that she has intelligibility and accent as parts of this second language phonology as two salient features. Okay, so they have a different heading because they are a different level of heading. So here also we need to have the references. So you're going to have a page for references. And you're going to have the 3 references that you used in your text, okay? So, yes, you're going to ask, oh my God, but I'm using only 3 resources and you're asking me for 5 reporting verbs? Yes, because you don't just say things, you say things and support them with the 3 sources that you have, okay? So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. Anyway, I think that's all I needed to share. I'll go back to my mind map and make sure, yes. So remember, writing process, appropriate vocabulary, sample, APA style, appropriate grammar, and everything is there in the grading rubric for you to know how to make things happen. I wish you all the best, and I'll be here to answer your questions. And well, good luck with this first construct. I hope you guys learn a lot from this exercise.